So today we're going to be using the SeaFoam engine cleaning treatment on our 99 Kia Sportage here. It's got about 190,000 miles on it, so it could probably use a little bit of cleaning. It's a two-step process, and we've got our supervisor over here keeping an eye on everything. It's a two-step process. You get a can of cleaning fluid, and that mixes with your oil or gas, and in this case, since this is a 4-cylinder vehicle, it holds 4.6 quarts, so I put 4 ounces of this in the oil, and I'm going to put the rest of the can in the fuel right now, and then we'll be using the second step of the process, which is this aerosol can with this nifty little attachment here. But right now, just to warm the engine up and to help mix the fuel treatment around, I'm going to put that in, drive down, top off the gas tank, and then come back and get started on that. Okay, so now I'm ready to add the rest of that treatment to the fuel tank. And because of the shape of it, it's kind of awkward to get a can like that into. So I usually use this little gadget here. It pushes the little flap out of the way down there nicely, and just gives you a better target to pour into. I wish I could. Well, I didn't see that coming. I wish I could tell you where to get one, but I can't remember where I got that. Also, for the record, this is not my cat. She's a feral neighborhood cat who seems to find everything I do fascinating. But anyway, we'll try this again, and I am confident that it will stay in there because oh, now it's dirty. Well, anyway, you get the idea. I'm going to put that in and go top it off with a tank of gas, and then we'll try the intake cleaner. Hopefully it won't pop out. Okay, so now it's our funnel is staying in there, and put the rest of the treatment in there. And I just wanted to mention, this is why things like this is why I always wear the safety goggles, because when you're working on a car, you never know when something is going to fly out and hit you right in the face. Even things that you've done many times before, just when you least expect it, they will fly out and hit you right in the eye. So, and I just spent $4,000 for LASIK, so don't want to screw that up. Anyway, going to the parts store now, and be back momentarily. Okay, so we took a drive, topped off our gas tank, got our engine warmed up, and now we're ready to do the intake treatment. So the nozzle needs to be put in front of the throttle body, which is right here, but after the mass airflow sensor, the MAF sensor, which is right here. So I'm thinking this is our joint that we're going to use right here, and I think on the instructions it says 1/4 inch in front of the throttle body, but that's not going to be feasible for what we're doing. So all it takes is Phillips head screwdriver. We'll get that taken off and see if this works. Got the vehicle out here in the driveway, not in the garage. And I've got the tailpipe pointed in a direction that so that if a bunch of white smoke starts coming out, hopefully it won't get anybody excited. Okay, so this is our the little tube that comes with it, and you can actually shape it with this any way that you want. Because we have a long, this is our throttle body, we'll be spraying from here, so since we have this long tube, I'm going to put my bend way up here close to the front, and that'll send you know, a nice amount of the tube down into it there. So we'll get that done and hooked up, and then see how that works. Okay, so here we are with our tube, putting the intake The rubber on this intake tube is so old and brittle. I'm not going to be able to actually slide it back over onto the intake like it should be, but I'm just going to leave it right here. Here's our tube coming out. The can will fit on right here, upside down, and then I just have to push the can down to release the product into it. So we're going to fire the vehicle up now, and it says 1,000 over idle speed, which is 900, so we're going to rev it up. My helper in here is going to rev it up to about 2,000, and then we're going to just let it run until the contents of the can is gone, which I think will be about 5 minutes. Alright, well, we got that part done, and unfortunately I couldn't film it because I had to work the sprayer. My partner had to keep the engine idled up to 2,000, but basically just as you can see, that tube went into the intake tube, and then I just held the can upside down and put the spray part of it against the intake tube and pushed down. And unfortunately, you can't really hear it when the engine's running. You can't hear whether or not it's working. So I just set the timer for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, it was pretty much all spent. There might be just a little bit left in there, but it's already smoking, so I know a bunch of it went in there. Also, when I pulled the rubber part of the tube off, you can see that some of it actually ran out of the aluminum part of the intake tube down onto the exhaust manifold there, and I ended up breathing some of the vapor, which is probably why I keep misusing my words here. So we're going to let that what they call hot soak for about 12 minutes, and after that, when we start it up, it should really start to smoke, and then we'll take it out on the expressway and give it a little burn in and see what happens. Alright, so we took it out for a shakedown cruise after the soaking, the hot soak, I think they call it. Anyway, I took it out on the highway and drove it in a spirited manner, and it runs really good. It didn't smoke near as much as the other cars I've seen that this has been used on YouTube here. It did smoke a little bit, white smoke, but not as much as I've seen. But it does seem to make it run a little smoother, especially up on the high RPM. And I think this new system is going to be is a great idea, because in the past people just poured the regular SeaFoam into like a vacuum port, that would go to the brake or something like that, which is only going to lubricate or only going to clean up cylinder 1, which is still probably a noticeable amount on some vehicles. But with this system, this kind of weird looking little tube system here, I think it's going to clean up a lot more of it. So hopefully this was helpful to someone. Now that we've got all those impurities and things in our oil, the next step is going to be to change the oil. I don't think I'll make a video of that, though. It's pretty boring. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful to someone. Thank you.